Hi, I'm Denise. Today I'm just going to share with you how I harvested my amaranth and a little bit about the plant itself. So first off, it's a plant that has been grown for edible purposes for the longest time, hundreds of years. It's a very nutritionally dense plant. The grain itself is high in protein. The leaves, which are also edible, are similar to a spinach, so you can use them in sautés or eat them raw in salads or sandwiches, tacos, whatever it be. But they're really high in calcium. They actually have 3 times more calcium than spinach does. But in addition to that, the stems are even edible. The stems are edible, and often you can eat them as when they're baby plants, they make nice sautés, or when they're older and mature, you can peel the really large stalks that develop, and you can saute the inside as well, or use your imagination there. Even the roots are edible, and they make a really good saute addition too. The whole plant, so it's all edible right from when it first starts growing to when it first starts budding. You can eat the flowers to the end when it becomes a grain. It's also a very hardy plant. It's super easy to grow. It self-seeds. I won't even be reseeding this. I'll just let them grow as they will. It's drought tolerant. I haven't even hardly fertilized mine, and I had huge productive, gorgeous flower heads produced for me. So it's just beautiful too. If you just want to grow it for add some beauty in your garden, it's great for edible gardens or just floral gardens. It's a really gorgeous plant. It's right from the beginning, like I said. So first off, the way you'll know it's time to harvest is you just touch. These are some that I just previously cut. It's really heavy producing grain, as you can see here in my giant tote. So that's one reason I think it's well worth growing as opposed to other grains like quinoa, because they don't produce much per plant. So if you just touch the flower head, it'll all fall off. The seeds will just fall right into your hand, and you can see some of the seeds. There's lots of fluff too, but that's all edible too, so I don't worry too much about separating that. You just throw it in. I've put worse tasting things in my cereals. But you can see they're tiny bitty seeds. They look like really tiny quinoa, really. They have the little ring and everything. But the plant it's a prolific producer. So you get thousands and thousands of seeds from one flower head that started from one seed. So plus you'll get lots of little baby shoots. You can see some of my plants here. Right, I've already cut off the main head. I'll share that in a bit. But you get lots of little baby flower heads as well. So it's just loaded with seeds, which is great. Okay, so now we'll get chopping. 2 popular ways that I like to do it. One is just a good old grocery bag, a paper bag. Cut the heads, put them in the bag, close the bag, and you shake it up, and it releases the seeds. But since I have so much that I'm going to be harvesting today, I'm going to be using a tote, just a big old tote. And I'll be placing them in there, shaking them off, and sort of massaging the seeds out. Stick! I got a stick! Stick! I see that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut just a bit below the main flower. So we have the main flower, and then there's tons of little bitty side flowers also. So I'll be cutting them all off, but I'll start with the main one. And I mean, you can go down the main shoot and cut off every little bitty flower set if you want to, but I'm not going to do that. Maybe later. So just give her a good chop, and that's a pretty good size flower head. And if you can see the color, just from as soon as it begins blooming, it's just absolutely gorgeous, and it just gets more and more gorgeous as you come closer to harvest time. So I'll put those in here upside down. And just keep on chopping away. And again, the leaves are edible, the stem is edible, everything is edible. The flowers are edible. I'll just throw it all in there. Now this is all from just one stem, one tiny plant, and we're gonna get who knows how many seeds. Thousands of seeds just from the one. So unlike some grains, here's another one that's right next to it. Let's do this one as well. First I want to show you our loot. And you see all that from just one plant. That's lots of goodness in there. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do the one that's right next to it just because they're just beautiful. Now, a side note, while the leaves are edible, it's a good idea to take them off. So, I mean, once you clip the flower heads, you can either let them dry more, which will help you get more of the seeds off, but you'll also get more of the fluff off. But like I said, I really don't mind, and I've put Stranger Things in my cereal, so a little extra nutrition never hurt me. Here, you want some? Yummy. What is that? That's right, it's Amaranth. Amaranth. Here's Orion, my little garden helper. So back to the Amaranth. The big pieces are the giant heads like this. If you're gonna let it dry out anymore, take off the leaves. Just pick them off, because they're gonna just dry out and they're just gonna get you know, crunchy and crusty, and they're just gonna add to the fluff that you'll have, and just make it a little more pure. So, I mean, the leaves that you pull off, most of them may be drier, so you can compost them. You can, I mean, if you really want to, you could still saute them or feed them to your chickens. There's tons of uses for about every bit of it. So now once you get it into the bucket, you're just going to want to shake it out. So you shake, shake, shake. Let's see how many we can get real quick. I like to turn it sideways so that I can, there's a spider in there, so that they'll sort of fall down to the edge. Lots of spiders in there. This was a busy flower. found that that's one of the most convincing reasons to wear gloves is spiders. So it's been nice and hot here lately, so I'll probably remove all my leaves. I'll just put them back in the garden bed because that's how I like to just put some of the nutrients back. I like to try to mimic nature as much as possible there. So I'll probably let our amaranth dry out a little more before I do before I really try to get all of the seeds off. Just because it's nice and dry here. So there's just a little bit. These. I'll just kind of show you. So, in lieu of the spiders that we have scrambling about as I destroy their little home, I do practice organic gardening, so we don't use any chemical pesticides or anything like that, so lots of spiders and whatnot is just part of it, and we're okay with that. So in here, yeah, you can see it's still gorgeous. You can even just break them up like this, and then as they further dry out, you can remove it even more. So you can get lots of the fluff off. Here we have lots of our seeds and a flower, or one spider, two spiders, lots of spiders too, scrambling about our delicious amaranth. And that's it. So I'll just let ours dry out a little longer. There you go. There's some beetles in there too. That's okay. We'll get all that out. They'll all run away. And I'm actually excited to, I'm going to pop a lot of this. I'll share that because you could cook it a certain way and it'll pop up and increase in size. And it makes a really fantastic side dish or cereal. So there you have it. I hope that was useful to you, and thanks for joining.